What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen. Richard, you here? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think he's watching.
I think he's watching. Alright, so this is the first, Kelly.
Yeah, this is our first look at Tribes of Midgard on Twitch. We're going to be showing what the game looks like right now, and yeah, showing what's in Midgard at the moment.
So we're in Northville. Kelly is the community manager,
Yeah.
and I'm the creative director. So we're just gonna play through maybe a 20-minute session to showcase you what we've been working on for so long with Tribes of Midgard. It's been quite a while, and we're quite excited to get to the alpha in a couple of weeks and finally send the build to our players so that they can play it. But until now, we're just gonna go to Midgard. Is so cool. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. We don't have to go to that.
So that's
one.
the name of the previous server we created. So let's create a new one. And it's gonna be
a special one just for
Midgard.
you guys.
It's still cool because it is still cool.
I've come up with a lot of really great names. I think my favorite so far is Kelligard. And
Kelligard.
then whenever I'm testing it, it's always Kelligard Strikes Again, Kelligard the sequel.
So am I gonna be Julian Guard?
Well, you know, it's your world.
We
can do
can make
what
up
you
whatever
want.
we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You guys can come up with some great names and we'll find them as we test and review. Okay.
So we're getting there. A red error. That's always a nice sign, a nice welcoming sign.
You always find out more about your game once you show it to other people.
It's always, yeah, there is always something whenever you show it. So, okay, people, the aim of the game, we call it a cooperative survival game, and you can play with up to 10 players online together. It's a PvE game, meaning that everyone plays together and not against one each other. The core of the experience is the village and Yggdrasil, which is actually the seed of Yggdrasil, the famous world tree. And what you need to do is protect that tree at all costs. You can also craft new equipment and armor, as it is stated here in that village, through the NPCs, and we'll probably, maybe skip that part for today because we're still revamping the UI, but yeah, it's all there. The whole idea behind the game is that you want to explore, because that world is procedurally generated. I believe that this world is 16 kilometers square, but completely procedurally generated. So every time we start a new game, a new server, whether it's called Midgard is cool or Midgard is still cool, we have a new world, and it's been a lot of efforts on our side to make that happen with that beautiful procedural generation, and you'll see it in a moment. As you explore, you can craft, you can actually collect resources from various places, and life force, which is the thing that you can bring back to your tree so that you feed it and you prevent it from dying, because if the tree dies, that's the end condition. It's game over for everyone. So if you die as a player, no big deal, but if you die as a village and your tree dies, then it's game over. And as the tree is decaying, so you see in the top right there is that gauge, that like blue gauge in the top right. That's the life of the tree, but it decays over time. But most importantly, every night there is an attack on the village with those minions that you see here, which we call hell things. So creatures from the Helm realm or Hell world in the Norse mythology. So you need to protect it. And then what you need also to protect your tree from is the big bastard, the giant here. Also from the mythology, this one is called Geirrod, but every couple of days in game there is a giant that's going to spawn and then walk towards your village. And of course you need you and your teammates to defeat it before it arrives there, because then it's going to do a lot of damage to your tree. But enough talking. So I'm here. That's again, not only is the world procedurally generated, at the moment the characters are also generated. So we have male, female, we have several skin tones and haircuts. So here I'm here with Borg, true Viking name, and a white guy with a white hair, so it must be quite old, but you never know what you're gonna find. And this is the tree. As you can see in the top right, I have 0 offerings, which is the life force. I have 0 of them. If I come here and say give the life force, I try. No, I cannot, because I need to harvest it from resources. So let's go and explore. I'm just gonna remove that mouse. Normally the minimap is at the bottom right, but for whatever reason the minimap is black today. So I can't see anything around me. So we'll try to figure that out ourselves. Here I'm collecting stuff. You can see I can harvest life force as well as materials that are gonna be used for my crafting. But here I just ran into an enemy elf camp. So I have those elves here. I'm gonna try to kill. Archers and the archer, yeah, we just integrated it yesterday, and that's why the archer doesn't even have texture on the bow, and it's shooting ice projectile for whatever reason. Look, shoot at me. There you go.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Oop. All right. Oh, we have a dark elf camp right here. So as you explore the world, you can encounter what we call internally points of interest. So this is a point of interest where I can get some stuff here, but it's basically, yeah, you have camps, you have ruins, you have many various points you can find that are, yeah, placed in the world randomly at the start.
What's nice about them is that it's part of the procedural generation, but they're special handcrafted places. So we're planning on having different events and some exciting stuff happening at them. So when you first join the world, you're going to want to check your map to see where they're located, and that might be the first place that you want to go check out, or it might be something that you organize with your group to all go and visit together.
Yeah, because the map at least works. So here's the map. So I just uncovered this point of interest here, which is the camp. Here is the village that you see. This is a shrine. We'll talk about it in a second. But the world is huge, so I'll start to explore it next. But you see on the clock, we received a message saying that how things were approaching the village, and that's because it's dusk already. So we're moving to the night, as you can see in the top right corner with the clock. And at night we have waves of health things that are going to come. So we have one type in the game at the moment. So we're currently integrating the second type as we speak, which is going to be more of a offensive health thing. But those ones are just like punching bags. They're basically here to try and destroy the tree, and they're not going to attack us. What we can do is already give the 407 life force that I have. There you go. Give them to the tree so that I can recover some health from it. So are there going to be any health things appearing here? It's a quiet night.
Yeah. Quiet in the village.
It's the first night. So usually the first night is much quieter than the other ones.
They also come in waves as well, so you might see a couple at first.
Oh,
ooh, there's one.
There's one here. So if I don't kill it, you'll see it. So it's basically shooting at the tree and then inflicting damage on the tree as we go. Dislocate it, disappear, go back to hell.
But yeah, so they'll come in waves throughout the night. So just when you've defeated 1 or 7, there might be some more to come, which is why it's not a bad idea to stick around just to make sure that they're all cleared out, or to leave some of your team stationed there while some others go and explore the world.
Yeah, there's another one here. So if you had the minimap, what you would see is actually the minions on the minimap has purple dots. That's something we're implementing. If I go here, that's the longhouse. And this shabby guy facing, not even facing me, but yeah, he's gonna hit me.
This
yeah,
is
he can heal me.
Spookiest building.
Yeah, it's like it's all
right
dark
now.
and the cheesy bastard is just there. Okay, well, we'll leave the guy here, but I got some. Yeah, true. It's a poor village that we have. Oh, I did that too fast. I can talk a bit more about what you just saw. How well we survived another day, so that means that no more health things approaching right now. We have protected the village from one more night, so it's now go back to exploring until night falls again. So we'll go back over there. But what I was about to say before is you saw me doing a couple of moves, like doing that spin attack move and sometimes roll. Those are moves that are specific to my weapon. So as I have a sword, I have a particular combo, which is a three hit combo. But you see in the bottom left that there is some durability, and in this version we haven't activated it. But you also see 2 icons that are highlighted, and that's basically what we call the skill gauge. It allows you to trigger skills based on your weapon. And this weapon is a base weapon, so it's a very basic sword. But if I had other weapons, including elemental weapons, I could do some elemental skills. So with this one, all I can do is a roll, which costs 1, and the whirlwind attack, which costs 2. But you see here, I have only 1, so I cannot do it right now. This gauge increases whenever I hit enemies. And that's how you increase it, basically. So it's really more of a offense, like you try to attack the creatures so that you can get some skills you can trigger, and then you have that loop. What you see here is a placeholder called grass tuft, so that's going to be replaced in the upcoming weeks for the alpha. But on the design side, we've already placed the resources we need per environment, so that when the artist will be ready with that, we'll just have to replace the source and it will be all magical. Again, those resources are also placed in a random way through the generation. And yeah, that's simply how it works. So I'm just gonna go try and explore a bit more the world. You can see here water bodies and those shallows which allow you to go across. I don't really see where I am with the map, but yeah. So those are shallows that allow you to cross the rivers, otherwise you just can't cross. Like if I try to cross here, can't. Vikings can't swim, come on. I have a heavy shield, I'm not gonna be able to swim. Let's see, we may even bump into a werewolf.
Oh yeah, so that's our latest enemy that's been integrated into the game. We've teased it a little bit on social media and through our mailing list as well. And cool point right here.
There's a waterfall.
There's a nice waterfall here.
Nice.
Excellent. Gotta love a good waterfall. But yeah, so we might spot a werewolf running in the wild. I'm not sure if they have their texture on just yet. So we might find a ghost werewolf.
I think they have the texture, and if you actually fix the behavior, the walking cycle, so it should work.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Here you can see that there is some elevation in the game too, so you can go high up or lower down. So you have what we call ramps, which allow you to connect. But like here, that's another biome. We call it the Land of Pools. So the whole game is based on Norse mythology, but more particularly in for the aesthetic, it's really inspired by Iceland. I had the pleasure of visiting Iceland last year and really blew my mind completely. And even in terms of history, most of the Viking history is preserved in Iceland. Even the language is the closest thing you have from what it used to be, because they were so isolated. So there is a lot of things. All of the stories were written by a let's say a poet or a novelist called Snorri, and he was an Icelandic, and he is the one who we got most of the mythology actually written down. So let's go see not Snorri, but this Land of Pool where we have the geysers.
Yeah. What's interesting is that because the Vikings had an oral history tradition, it meant that a lot of their stories and the histories and the things that happened to them were passed down through speaking. They would sit around fires and they would have these big parties, basically, where they would talk to each other and tell each other these myths. And so Snorri was the first one to actually write it down. And so it's his records and a couple other documents that we have preserved, and that's all we really know about the Vikings, other than archaeological excavations.
So here's an unsunken Viking. It's not an undead, but it's a Viking that actually died at sea and basically didn't go to Valhalla. So he's trapped here and trying to beat us up as a revenge. Here in this Land of Pool, as we call it, you're gonna have geysers. We were just mentioning it. At the moment we don't. But that's going to be implemented next week as well. We're currently working on it. So it's already dusk. I should normally return to the village, but do I really want to do that? See, you see the different biomes here.
We're quite far away too.
Yeah, and I can cheat a bit. Huh? Let's cheat. You guys, you close your eyes. You're going to see something happening.
Well, this is the sneak peek, so
yeah. So yeah,
get
now
to
you
see it.
can you get to see kind of the size of the map. We just traveled this part here, but in truth, there is this whole world to explore. All of the points you see here are the points of interest. So you have the camps, as we saw before. These are the shrines which you can teleport from. These are the ruins where you can find treasures. And I should probably go back to the village. So if I manage to, not sure I'll be able to cross here. But if I were to go here, I could then teleport back to the village. And let's try. If only I had a mini-map. No? Would be so much better. Because damn it, no, I'm never gonna be able to go there.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an ocean in the way.
Well, if we die, because the tree is currently unprotected, that's the good thing too. If we were playing together with other players, some people might have said, well, let's go back to the village and defend it while the others are exploring the world. Because we do have, Kelly, some resources and enemies that only appear during the night.
Exactly. So one of, I think, my favorite parts of this game is that we have a day and night cycle, which means that you're given different rewards for exploring and adventuring around the world depending on the time of day. For the most part at night, it can get a little bit more dangerous when it comes to the enemies that you'll encounter. So things like werewolves and the unsunken Vikings on the beach are more of a hazard to encounter, but it also means that the things that you'll find and the rewards that you'll get from those encounters are generally a little bit more rare. We also have some special plants that only really bloom at night, or they transform at night, which is pretty cool to see and to also collect. And to be able to craft special weapons or special consumables, you'll need to be able to escape and get away to explore some of these biomes at night in order to collect those special materials. So you will want to figure out a way to do that.
I'm trying to find a way to get there, but
yeah, where are
it's I don't even know. So you guys close your eyes again, because there's gonna be another cheat. If only we could teleport directly to the village.
Yeah.
Oh geez, here I am.
How did that happen?
Yeah, we didn't take too much damage from
Yeah, it looks
the
like
health
we
things.
survived another night.
Let's
which
see
is
our
great.
shabby guy for some help. And he's pretty stingy, like he's not even giving me that much help.
He doesn't have feet either.
Yeah, actually,
So-
yeah, he's like getting absorbed by
Into
the
the floor?
longhouse. Yeah, maybe that's
So-
why he's so pissed. What I know is that there is a cooldown on him before he gives back some heal, but it's not displayed, and I've actually got no idea what's the data. I think it was 30 seconds, so you can wait a bit.
I think so.
In the meantime, you can appreciate the very pretty shader that we have here.
can check out some other buildings in our village too
Yeah.
if we haven't.
Look at that!
looked at them.
Look at that light and
Yeah.
the whole cell shaded look that we have.
Mhm.
The game is made
That
with
texture.
Unreal, and we're also running on dedicated servers for that regard. So here is, we call it Sten. I think
Mhm.
that's his name.
Yeah, the
it's not
blacksmith.
displayed, but it's the blacksmith, and that's basically where I'll be able to craft weapon in the future. You see that there isn't much at the moment, as I was saying at the beginning of the stream. We're also implementing that. We're working on too many things at the same time at the moment, but it's all gonna come down in the next 2 weeks. So that's for weapons, stun, and then we have our lady here.
She's the tailor.
Yeah, what's her
name
name again?
is Edley.
Edley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same thing, but for clothes. So all of that is going to be more populated in the next 2 weeks. And then we have mysterious buildings, like this one. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to be there? So we have plans for more content and features in the over the long run, but this is going to be one building that's going to be used for that, and that's going to be another one. Not saying anything at the moment.
Mhm.
We'll keep that secret for now. And here is a shrine. So the shrine allows you to teleport, and because I've unveiled the map and I've unveiled using that cheat, the whole map, I can now teleport to pretty much all of the
Anywhere.
shrines in the world. If I hadn't done that, I must have, like, I should have waited to get to all of those shrines to activate them, and then I would have been able to basically teleport to and from them.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go here in the desert and see a bit what's there.
What's over here?
There we go. So here's another biome quite different from the other one. Kind of a desert,
a tundra
wasteland. Yeah, kind of a tundra because
yeah.
remind you we're in Iceland or inspired by Iceland. So we're not in the Sahara Desert. It's more kind of a tundra type of biome.
Yeah, so depending on the biome you're in, and we hope that it'll become clear over time that there will be certain areas that will be more likely to have certain materials, so that, you know, if you're looking for some really special types of plants, you won't necessarily go to the deserted tundra to find lots of plants. You'd sooner go to, say, the forest to look for those kinds of things. Whereas here in the tundra, you can see there's tons of materials, and we're hoping that with the procedural generation, but also as players play it more, they'll be able to figure out where things are hidden. If that makes sense.
And this is even another biome called the Black Beach. So as you may have seen or may have heard, in Iceland, lots of beaches are actually black due to ashes from volcano. It's quite the view when you see them. So yeah, we went the same route and decided to use those black beaches as a reference point too, and it looks pretty gorgeous. Here's another camp. So you see the unsunken Vikings being there with their Drakkar half destroyed. So yeah, again, they're really sad. They couldn't have gone to Valhalla, so now they're trying to get revenge from me. There you go. So no treasure in this camp, but some enemies here. Yeah, I'm just gonna run off.
Outrun them.
So maybe to conclude this video, we should do the one thing that is
has
a
not
big,
been seen yet.
Yeah, and is actually a big part of the game, which is the giant. Yeah. So while you do have the health things coming in every night, you have a giant coming every couple of days, and the giant is currently roaming the world. You cannot see it on the map. You have to find where it is. The only way to find it is to follow this red arrow that you see here on the map. Or if you're lazy like I am, close your eye for the last time, but there is a cheat code to actually teleport directly to the giant. Are you ready, guys?
Are you ready?
This is gonna be short, I think. What the hell? What happened? And I think I'm dead. I've got no idea what just happened. This never happened. So at least it allows me to tell you what happens when you. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, look at my face. What the hell? So yeah, when you. What happened? I thought it was The
camera.
That's quite unexpected. Where did the camera go? What if I do this?
It's a game about feet.
Oh yeah. I think the giant was so strong that it actually smashed the camera to my feet.
I think so.
We've never played with this perspective, but you can see this beautiful grass.
Look at this texture. Wow.
Yeah, so much detail. Yeah, I'll try to defend the village now. I can. Yeah, well, I think that's gonna be it for the giant, because really I can go back there, but I think it's just gonna be.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm here. Use the shield. Oh
Whoa,
yeah.
What?
Where am I?
What is happening?
All right, I'm alive. What? When I use the shield, it kind of resets the. Yeah. All right. So. This wasn't expected, but
now we've found the giant.
Jeez, the giant is somewhere.
He's stuck.
He seems to be
kind
stuck.
of.
What are you doing, Gerard?
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna go see from higher up.
Yeah.
What he's doing. Yeah, he seems like he's having a bit of trouble himself.
He got stuck.
World of Midgard is a troublesome world. Like you get zoom on your feet and you get stuck in between cliffs.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah. No wonder. If only I had. Can I attack it from here? Yeah, actually I can. But I think it. Yeah, I'm dead. So that's what I was saying. When you die, you fall on your knees, and if you have a teammate, jeez, now he's like doing tectonic or I don't know what kind of dance. Oh yeah. So yeah, a friend can actually revive you, or you can just give up if you feel like it's going to take too much time for the frame to arrive.
And so if you give up, you respawn back in your village, as you saw, but you'll also lose your inventory, which
You lose the life force you've collected, so that's the amount in the top right, and you also lose all of your inventory. So if I go here, I don't have any materials. Everything that I just gathered is gone. So yeah, that's sad. And look, when the day arrives, boom, they die.
They fall apart.
Yeah, they fall apart. They're like vampires. They don't like the sun, I guess.
No.
All right, I think we're gonna conclude this video. Why not we go pay a visit to our favorite buddy?
Yep.
He's still there.
Oh, still there.
Strong.
Still staring at the corner.
Yeah, can I do this? Yeah, I can do this actually.
Nice. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Feel free, if you saw it in the comments, you can go to tribesofmidgard.com to download a free demo of the game.
Soon.
Soon, very, very soon.
Yeah,
and
in the upcoming weeks.
yeah, we're excited for you guys to try it out and let us know what you think.
All right, so this was Kelly and Julian. Thanks for watching this first stream ever of Tribes of Midgard.
Yeah.
More on that very soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.